There are times sometimes when you're working with someone for a long period of time, see them on a day-to-day basis, you don't realize how extraordinary they are. Ever since I've come to Marquette University to work with the Center for Peacemaking here, Dr. Cainkar has been with me working to promote peace and peacemaking since the first day I came. And now when I began to say, well, I have to introduce her, I began to read her bio, and it really is amazing. So let me share some of that with you. Dr. Cainkar is a professor in the Department of Social and Cultural Sciences here at Marquette University. But before that, she was a research fellow at the University of Illinois, Chicago with the Great Cities Institute. She did that for about 7 years. During that time, she received the prestigious Carnegie Corporation Scholar Award in 2004 for her work on Islamic revival in the United States. We should also add that recently she received the Council for American Islamic Relations Award from Chicago for her courage in scholarship. If you don't believe that scholarship takes courage, listen to her work. Professor Cainkar has also been a consulting scholar for the Chicago Council on Global Affairs Project on Muslim American Political Voice. She has presented her scholarly research internationally, not just here in the United States, but in Amman, Jordan, in Denmark, in France. She was at the British Library with Muslim activities and scholars of Muslims. She was living in Britain, Germany, and was joining people from Germany, Britain, France on a Muslim government relations organized by the Center for International Studies and Diplomacy. She's also presented papers at Harvard University's International Conference on Transatlantic Islamophobia. She has received a number of awards, probably too many to relate, but tomorrow night she's also going to be receiving an award from Chicago's Mayor Daley for her outstanding contributions to Chicago's Arab American community. She serves on the board of Chicago's Arab American Action Network and Project M, on the editorial board of Middle East Report, and is an officer for the Association of Middle East Women Scholars. Her research is on the status and the condition of Muslim Americans after 9/11. She's been doing that research for a good long time and has finally published a book, which we hope people will buy immediately as soon as she finishes. Please welcome our scholar, our distinguished peacemaker for this day, Louise Cainkar.
Thank you, our professor. Actually, the book is coming out in paperback in January. I'm so excited. So wait till then; it'll be a little cheaper. And you took my talk.
I did. I took your speech. I love it. That's why I wanted to
Okay, well, I want to thank the Center for Peacemaking for inviting me to speak, and also for the RIN Summer Research Grant I received last summer, so I could start the first phase of the new study I'm going to do, which is what I'm going to talk about today. I simply call it Managing Muslim Identities. But I want to open with some basic demographic data about American Muslims, because I think it's important to set the context. So there are about 6 to 7 million American Muslims, of which a larger proportion is now born in the United States than immigrant. American Muslims are predominantly urban, living in medium to large American cities, and their largest populations are said to be in California, Illinois, Michigan, New York, New Jersey, Maryland, and Connecticut. Muslims are the most multicultural religious group in the world today, and also indeed in the United States. And again, there are varying estimates on the proportions of Muslims in the U.S., so I'll give you a few of them. Georgetown's Haddad says that of American Muslims, 33% are South Asian, 30% are African American, 25% are Arab, and the remaining are Sub-Saharan Africans, other Asians, Europeans, and American converts. Scholar Jane Smith, on the other hand, says that 40% of American Muslims are African American, and a recent Gallup study said that 35% of American Muslims are African American, 28% are white, which is the official category for Arabs and Iranians, people from the Middle East. And 18% are Asian. So the estimates vary, but you can see it's a very multiracial, multi-ethnic population. And if we look at American history, we can see some important shifts in who are American Muslims. Scholars estimate that like 10 to 20% of the Africans brought here by force to work as slaves were Muslim. And they were understood at the time to be among the most literate and educated people brought forcibly from Africa. If you see the film Prince of Slaves, that's the theme of this film. Once in the United States, however, they were required to subvert their religion or convert to Christianity. Islam resurged among African Americans in the 20th century, although some early movements, such as the Nation of Islam, were more Islam-inspired than actually Islam. Their leaders, such as Elijah Muhammad, were Islamizers, according to scholar Sherman Jackson, who said they brought Islam's known capacity to resist social injustice to a highly oppressed population, especially of northern urban African Americans. And Islam appealed to African Americans because, for a number of reasons, including its non-white, non-European base, and its roots in a grand civilization that was built by people of color. Malcolm X's experience of the Hajj in the early 1960s revealed to him that the Islam he had learned about in the United States, from the Nation of Islam, varied significantly from the actual Islam he found in his Hajj to Mecca. A few decades later, the son of Elijah Muhammad, Worthy Muhammad, brought the Nation of Islam into mainstream Sunni Islam. So that's now integrated. And what you may hear as the Nation of Islam, headed by Louis Farrakhan, is not really considered Muslim by most Muslims.